This Civic Media podcast is sponsored by UW Organ and Tissue Donation. Organ donations are desperately needed, and now is the right time to become an organ donor. Talk to your family. Get the dot. Save lives. Go to heroicdeed.com.
For WRCE 107.7 FM News, I'm Joanne Krulotz. Wisconsin Congressman Derek Van Orden and a pair of his colleagues are requesting information on the Pierre Prairie poultry bankruptcy that left farmers without feed or processing options. According to a press release, the group penned a letter to USDA Secretary Tom Vilsack seeking more information and criticizing the agency over what they say is a lack of oversight. In a statement, Congressman Van Orden said the USDA will answer for the loans and grants given to the company, and the company will answer for where that money went. A new federal rule that went into effect on Monday will protect passengers if their flights are canceled or significantly delayed. Previously, some airlines would give vouchers out to their passengers in the event of a canceled or heavily delayed flight, providing some manner of relief for the passengers, but limiting their options for booking new travel. Now airlines will be required to provide a cash refund for passengers whose travel plans are heavily affected. The rule change comes just in time for the holiday season, the busiest travel time of the year. Vernon County Sheriff Roy Torgerson reports a two-vehicle collision occurred Monday afternoon at approximately 4:30 at the intersection of State Highway 82 and Fortner Road in the town of Sterling. Arthur Lee Moore, 73 of rural Viroqua, was traveling south on Fortner Road approaching the intersection of Highway 82. Moore entered the intersection and struck a westbound vehicle operated by Rhiannon Crystal Kunert, 46 of rural DeSoto. The front of the Moore vehicle struck the right side of the Kunert vehicle, causing the Kunert vehicle to roll several times and come to rest upright along the south side of Highway 82. Rhiannon Kunert was injured and transported to Mayo Clinic Health System in La Crosse by Gunderson Tri-State Ambulance. Moore and his two passengers were not injured. Free box loads of merchandise from Amazon or other companies right on your doorstep. Better Business Bureau warns consumers that this recent scam has a scary downside. You are not the one who hit the jackpot. A scammer is the real winner. The scam is called brushing, and it has recently been popping up nationwide. Suddenly, boxes of unordered merchandise from Amazon or other online sellers begin arriving. There is no return address, or sometimes it just appears to come from Amazon or another retailer, and the receiver has yet to learn who ordered the items. The items are varied. For example, in one case, a humidifier, a hand warmer, a flashlight, a Bluetooth speaker, and a computer vacuum cleaner arrived unordered. Often the items received are lightweight and inexpensive to ship, such as ping pong balls, face masks, or seeds from China. Why would such merchandise be sent to you if you didn't request it? The companies, usually foreign, third-party sellers that are sending the items, are simply using your address that they discovered online. They intend to make it appear that you wrote a glowing online review of their merchandise and that you are a verified buyer of that merchandise. They then post a fake positive review to improve their product's ratings, which means more sales. The payoff is highly profitable from their perspective. The fact that someone could have the items sent to you as if you purchased them indicates that they have some of your personal information, such as your name, address, and possibly phone number. Once the information is online, it could be used for numerous crooked enterprises. You are allowed to keep the merchandise that is sent to you. Federal Trade Commission says you have a legal right to keep unordered merchandise. State Superintendent Dr. Jill Underly has proposed $59.5 million in new investments aimed at recruiting and retaining Wisconsin educators. The announcement is part of Dr. Underly's 2025-27 biennial budget. Under Underly's education workforce proposal, stipends would be provided to eligible student teachers to help cover expenses and reduce debt. A new state-funded Grow Your Own grant program would help grow the workforce. A support program for new educators would expand, and barriers to licensure would be carefully examined and reformed as necessary. Data from the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction's 2022 Education Preparation Program and Workforce Analysis Report, released earlier this year, found that about 4 out of every 10 first-year educators either leave the state or the profession altogether within their first 6 years teaching. Can cow manure help solve climate change? Brittany Merlo reports.
Experts at a recent congressional briefing say yes. Anaerobic digesters, known as dairy digesters, can capture methane, a greenhouse gas, from waste pits at dairy farms. A few farms in Wisconsin already use them. They convert the biogas to natural gas, which then can be used to generate clean power. Congressman Jim Costa, who represents part of the San Joaquin Valley, says it's a win-win.
You can set up a methane digest operator that can really be very efficient, very effective, and produce a lot of electricity and handle the waste at the same time. So these sustainable farming practices have reduced operational costs to farmers.
However, some environmental groups argue that this doesn't address so-called enteric methane, a natural byproduct of cows digesting their food, which is responsible for more than 70% of agricultural methane emissions. Advocates suggest a better solution would be for people to cut their consumption of dairy and meat.
This Thursday is Halloween. As trick-or-treaters gear up for spooky Halloween, AAA is offering tips to keep everyone safe. On average, children are more than twice as likely to be hit by a car and killed on Halloween than any other day of the year, according to Safe Kids Worldwide. AAA also recommends safety tips for trick-or-treaters. Be visible. Light-colored clothing or costumes provide the best visibility to drivers. If unavailable, try adding reflective material or tape to costumes to increase visibility. Giving your child a glow stick or flashlight to carry also increases their chances of seeing and being seen by drivers. Cross the street responsibly. Cross using traffic signals and crosswalks. Look both ways before crossing the street and keep an eye on the road while you are crossing. Remind your child to not cross the street mid-block or run out between parked cars and neighborhoods. Don't walk distracted or impaired. Avoid checking your phone while walking or supervising children. Stay on sidewalks. If no sidewalks are available, always walk facing traffic and stay as far to the left of the roadway as possible. And remove bulky costumes or winter coats before buckling your child into their car seat. Bulky or oversized clothing can make the car seat harness fit incorrectly, leaving room for movement in the seat, which can be very dangerous in the event of a crash. Park Street Christian Church will host a trunk-or-treat event Thursday from 4:30 to 6:30, and the Richland Center Free Methodist Church will host its annual trunk-or-treat Thursday from 4:30 to 7. Free hot chocolate will be available to warm up with. The Rotary Lights in the Park deadline to sponsor a tree is Friday. Call Kathy at 608-604-2127. For WRCE News, I'm Joanne Krulotz.
A Brewers coach signs an extension. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Baseball, the Brewers have renewed the contract of pitching coach Chris Hook. The 56-year-old Hook, who has worked his way up in the organization for 20 years, signed a multi-year extension with the team yesterday. He's credited with developing the team's young pitching talent. The Yankees won Game 4 of the World Series last night in New York, 11-4 over the Dodgers. Game 5 is tonight, Los Angeles leading 3-1. NBA, the Bucks are in Memphis. They face the Grizzlies tomorrow night on Halloween. The NFL trade deadline is coming up next Tuesday. Yesterday, the Packers signed linebacker Jamin Davis to their practice squad. Davis had been a first-round pick for Washington 3 years ago and was asked how familiar he is with the Packers.
Ironically, I got a chance to watch him a little bit last year, and it's crazy now that I might actually get an opportunity to play for him. But currently, I'm just honestly soaking everything all in, and hopefully I can get to work and just watch as much film as possible.
That's Packers linebacker Jamin Davis with sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. And just like that, we say goodbye to Halloween films and look forward to the start of the holiday box office season, which is just a couple weeks away. The season will open with an anticipated bang as Amazon MGM Studios is set to release its $200 million Santa Claus caper film, Red Santa, starring Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans. The film was set to go right to streaming, but tested so well with audiences, they're going theatrical. The film is estimated to make $36 million in its opening weekend. If you notice an uptick in original content in the next year, there is a reason. The 6 biggest global content companies are planning to spend almost 10% more than they did this year. That would be an increase to $126 billion geared toward new viewing options. Disney will lead the way, spending 9% more next year. Hopefully, it's not all on remakes and sequels. Johnny Depp and Penelope Cruz are about to team up in a new film. Day Drinker, Yes, my fellow Wisconsinites, it is an awesome title. The film will tell the story of a cruise ship bartender, Depp, who befriends a mysterious day drinker played by Cruise, and they end up embroiled in a caper. This will be the fourth time Depp and Cruise grace the screen together after starring in Blow, Pirates of the Caribbean, On Stranger Tides, and Murder on the Orient Express. If you love Squid Game, you might love the new spin-off, which will be an American version. Deadline reports that the project will be led by director David Fincher, whose credits include films like The Game and Seven. This will be the first spin-off of the Korean show. Season 2 of the original Squid Game premieres December 26th of this year on Netflix. Producers say the third and final season will also premiere sometime in 2025. Need more Nick Offerman in your TV viewing life? Yes, please. Variety reports Nick will join Elle Fanning and Michelle Pfeiffer in the new Apple TV show Margot's Got Money Troubles. Fanning plays a woman desperate for money who starts an OnlyFans site. Been there. Offerman plays her father, a retired pro wrestler, and Pfeiffer plays her mother, a Hooters waitress. The show is based on the Ruth Thorpe novel of the same name that was just recently released. The first season will offer 8 episodes. In a recent interview with the Associated Press, Hugh Grant says he killed 3 people. Of course, he did so whimsically and with that adorable accent and toothy grin. Grant is trying to get people's attention to go see his new movie, Heretic, in which he plays a creepy character named Mr. Reed. Grant appears to be moving on from his rom-com roles and looking for darker parts. I'm not saying the 64-year-old actor actually killed 3 people, but saying you did so in an effort to promote a movie really is the perfect cover. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Cloudy and windy with temperatures in the low to mid-70s here through the day. Some showers and thunderstorms will develop by late afternoon, and those will continue tonight with heavy rainfall amounts of a half inch to an inch or more possible. Tomorrow, falling temperatures, windy showers will be in the mid-40s by late afternoon. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Outside now, it's 72.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.